I would like to propose a toast. I said toast, motherfuckers. For all of you out there that are familiar with Kanye's Last Call from the College Dropout, this is going to be something similar in that vein, where we're going to be kind of breaking down how we got to this point with TheSonicBreakdown.com, as well as different ways on what we're going to do moving forward, as well as giving praise to the people that have helped get us to this point, and give them a big shout out and a thank you for 2017. So here's to TheSonicBreakdown.com. Here's to the Sonic Breakdown members, journalists, and content managers. Here's to the Say Woke podcast members, as well as to all you out there, the woke folks that continue to listen to the podcast, read the articles and reviews on TheSonicBreakdown.com. Because, again, we appreciate it. And again, for 2018, we're trying to take over the whole fucking game, as Kanye said. So let's bring you back to the beginning. Around 2016, I moved back out to the Bay Area from Georgia, and hanging out with friends, in particular F and Maddie. He was like, hey, Will's birthday party is coming up, and he's having it at Dave & Buster's. And so about at this time, the TheSonicBreakdown.com was in existence for about 6-7 months, and I wanted to expand into podcasting. But I quite just didn't know how to and what ways to go about it. So again, just like I did with the TheSonicBreakdown.com, I just researched the shit out of it. Then F and Maddie hit me and was like, let's go to Will's party at Dave & Buster's. So we went, we started chopping it up, catching up, seeing how Will was doing, things of that nature. And then F and Maddie was like, hey, Will, didn't you do a podcast? And then Will was like, yeah. He's like, yo, tell him about your podcast. And if you don't know F and Maddie, sometimes he can be a little aggressive in pushing you to do something. But in this regard, it was all for the good. And so I told him, I wanted to do a podcast. I already started the website. I wanted to incorporate that into an extension of the website. And then a month later, if you heard that little shake, that was Rocco, the Stay Woke pup. He's my editing partner. But yeah, at that time, so Will was like, yeah, and then a month later, fast forward to a month later, me, F and Maddie, and Will were in his garage recording the first episode. And that was a top 10 of, I think it was 2017 or 2016 rather. And it was basically, because it was already in February at the time we started recording it. So it was the top 10 list of people that should have been Grammy nominated. And if you hear that episode, it was rough. You can hear F and Maddie's cell phone going off in the back. And yes, I did tell him to turn it off before we started recording. But again, if you know Matt, he does what he does. And so going from there, we end up doing about 23, 24 episodes with Will producing them. F and Maddie came in, I think a couple of them, but just due to their schedule and things of that nature, it just happened to end up being just me and Will. And then we get towards the end of 2016, and again, every year I wanted to do more, do evolution, change, and grow. And I made a commitment to myself that at that point, I wanted to be consistent and have a podcast dropping every week, particularly every Friday. And so that's what I went about doing. So I first got to give a big shout out to F and Maddie for even telling me to go out. As the introvert that I am, I really didn't feel like going out, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that I did. As well as I got to give a big shout out to DJ William West for producing those first 23, 24 episodes, helping get this thing started, and being that spark, that catalyst to continue it growing from TheSonicBreakdown.com. So definitely go check out DJ William West on Instagram at _Mr. West, WES, as well as check out F and Maddie, whose Instagram is son_of_a_jet85. So without both of them, who knows where the Stay Woke podcast would be. Moving from that point, I got to give a big shout out to my girlfriend right at this point, because she's instrumental in allowing me to be consistent. when I made that vow or that pledge to myself of trying to be consistent, that was in December. And as a surprise gift to me, she got me a mixer. And that's really what allowed me to be consistent this whole year, is the fact that I have the mixer. I researched my ass off to learn how to produce. And I'm still researching and learning to continue to make it better. So, guys, bear with me with some of the rough edits that you guys might have heard or seen. I'm still working on it, and I'm getting better each time. So, and that's all I'm trying to do, is just get better with each episode. So, as a result of getting that mixer, I started to come up with different segments, different ideas to diversify the content. And in that process, I started Let's Talk About It, which basically is just an interview platform where we get different people, different artists, different creators to basically tell us how they do it, give us some insight, let us bring us into their world. And the first episode that we did in that format was Mandate My Ass, which was with my Uncle David about Gil Scott-Heron, and he dropped so many jewels of knowledge. So I wanted to give him a definite shout out on that, because he made it the first interview a little easier to go with, because again, he's my uncle. So after that, we did the interview with Andrea. And Andrea she's really a dope, funny person, man. I'm really happy that I got to meet her and that we became friends. I met her son, I met her boyfriend. I got to give them two shouts out too. Mac, man, hey, that man works hard. So he's a constant reminder of how hard somebody can work and keeps me pushing. So I got to give him a thanks, as well as to her son, who, he's a character, man. He is funny, he's smart. I just can't wait to continue to see him grow into the man that he's going to become, because she's doing a great job. But I want to say thank you to her, because she really opened my eyes to different aspects of doing podcasts and just connecting with people. So definitely go check her out on her Instagram, and it's Dream ISS Lady. So Dream Miss Lady on Instagram. She's dope to follow, as well as follow her on Instagram. She is hilarious, so definitely worth the follow. Following that, I want to actually give a shout out to Alana Jane as well, because she joined on that podcast, and she also, like I said, that I continue to say about her, she gives a very unique perspective and always drives the conversation into unique, interesting places. So I want to thank her for that, because a lot of the conversations that we had, such as are you a feminist? We wouldn't have had that conversation if it wasn't for her. And I learned so much on that podcast, and it helped me reevaluate how I look at things. And again, we wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for her. I want to also give a shout out to Reddy, who's been the most consistent member of the Stay Woke podcast on a variety of topics. But you probably best know him on the comic book movie reviews. And, we definitely going to have him on for a lot more, because we got Black Panther, Avengers, Infinity Wars, the Wonder Woman 2 movie, just tons of movies that are coming out. And, we have to have his unique, interesting perspective. And he knows the lore better than anybody I know. So to get that in-depth knowledge, I'm glad that he's part of the staff and on the crew. Brother to the Left, I got to give him so much love as well. And just a quick story on how the name Brother to the Left started. We were about to record, and I was like, so what do you want to be called? And he's like, I don't know. And so we started a conversation, and literally I was like Brother to the Left, because he was on my left, and it just stuck. And I think he just has a cool, one of the coolest names on the podcast. And a lot of the things that happened with the podcast and the website were very organic. Through Brother to the Left's relationship with Josh Gray, that's how we got the interview with him. Through our relationship that we cultivated with Josh Gray, that's how we got the Twan Beasy, the Skoog, and the Chris Evans interview. My girlfriend was talking to some Jalen at Starbucks, and shout out to Jalen out there. And that's how I got the Cam the Chef interview. And Cam the Chef is a dope producer, young producer / rapper. So definitely go check out his music on SoundCloud. Definitely go check out Josh Gray's music. Skoog, and Twan Beezy. You can follow Josh Gray on Instagram at Josh Gray Way, Twan Beezy at Twan Beezy, Skoog at Skoog, and Cam the Chef at Cam the Chef, all on Instagram. So that's how we got that interview. The Sons of Silverton interview, which was a dope interview with two dope artists. These brothers really have tremendous skill and talent. And so we did an interview about their album, Forever Hold Your Peace. And the way that was, how that came together is actually I was supposed to do an interview with Bombardard. And some things happened, some family issues occurred that he quite couldn't make it. And as gracious as he was like, well, why don't you do it with Sons of Silverton? They'll be in town, and that's how that happened. So I got to give a shout out to Bombardard. Follow him on Instagram, and Sons of Silverton. Same thing, at Sons of Silverton on Instagram. And I got to give a shout out to the 513 because that's where they're from. And man, I really appreciate that, and I can't wait to get to one of their live shows when they come back out to the Bay Area. Another interview that was just happenstance is Verdi B. Verdi B is actually a friend that I've known since high school, and we just reconnected, and we did that interview, and that led into a business partnership on outside fronts. The same thing with Jason Terrell. We connected through Instagram through a review, I believe, that I wrote on TheSonicBreakdown.com, and then we just kept on cultivating the relationship, and he happened to be in the Bay Area, and we did the interview, and from there, we became business partners on another venture. So definitely check out Jason Terrell and Verdi B. You can check out Verdi B at Instagram at Vertabulous, and you can check out Jason on Instagram at Brian Terrell, BrionTerrell. And Jason has now become a member of the TheSonicBreakdown.com as well as a writer who's wrote several reviews and several articles. So definitely check that out. While we're talking about some of the journalists, I got to give a shout out to Jen Alafaro. Man. She's going to be heading up a magazine, heading up Complex one day. She's so ambitious. She's so talented in her writing and allowing her personal views to spill over onto the page in such a wonderful way. I'm just really happy for her. Excited that she got the Mass Appeal internship. And like I said, I just can't wait to see what she has coming forth because, man, she's going to take over the game. So I got to give her a shout out as well. I have to give Benjamin Ananoa, who's a new member of the Stay Woke family, as well as he's going to be our senior content curator for TheSonicBreakdown.com. And he finessed, I guess, helped connect the connection to Bettina Mayberry, who is our junior content manager. And as of late, you might have seen a lot of the posts on Instagram and Facebook. That's all Bettina. She's been putting a lot of that stuff up, connecting with the fans and connecting with the people out there that, are rocking with us. And so I appreciate that tremendously. And I'm just excited that we're continuing to grow at the pace that we are, and people continue to follow and subscribe. And like I said, actually, what I'll say is one of my favorite interviews of 2017 was an interview I did with Anissa. And the reason for that is it was so personal and so eye-opening for me. And it felt like it really honed my interview skills in a different direction than I normally had because of this, again, being so personal. So I want to give a shout out to her. She's really, really, really a kind person. You should definitely check her out on Instagram, Nessa Bear, NEESABEAR. And I want to say thank you to her husband for allowing his, a part of his life to be shared and shared with the world, as well as to Max, my little homie Max. That's going to be my homie for life. I can't wait till we do the follow-up interview with her and possibly get him on that interview as well. So again, shout out to all of them. And I definitely have to give Trav, he's the most committed to the culture and to hip-hop out of anybody I've ever met, I think. He breathes it, he sleeps it, it's in his veins, hip-hop culture. And the relationship that me and him established, having him on the podcast, just, again, it keeps me going because as passionate as I am about it, he's even more passionate about it. And he continues to push me to do better, to give more. So I want to say thank you to him. And like I told him personally, anything and everything he needs to help start his website as well as his podcast, we got him. We're there for you, man. And I know it's going to be a success. So shout out to you. Shout out to your family. Shout out to your son, Liam. We got to get him on the podcast one time, man. Maybe talk about Black Panther and everything like that, as well as to your wife for, again, giving the time, man, because sometimes some of those recording sessions were like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, that's time away that you could be spending with your family and things of that nature. So I'm just thankful that you as well as she was so willing to give that time up for this. It just, like I said, man, everything just seems like it's just happening at the right times. When certain things felt like they were falling through, or I wasn't getting the followers or the listens or the responses I was wanting, certain things would pop up, like, you know, Trav would hit me, or Jason would hit me, or somebody on Instagram would, you know, shout us out, things of that nature. So it just gave me the motivation to keep going, and that's what we're going to continue to do, is keep going and keep pushing. Shout out to Pendarvis Harshaw, a great author who wrote the book OG Told Me. That was a great interview as well, and that also made a connection with Spencer, who's now a member of the podcast. And then Spencer helped solidify and secure the interview with Collaborate that we'll have coming soon. So again, just things seem to be falling in the right place. It gives me indication that we're doing something right. So big shout out to Spencer. Go check him out on Instagram. His Instagram is Supreme Power MC. Dope dude. Yeah, just a pleasure to have him as part of the team. And I got to give another shout out to Trav, because he helped secure the interviews with P. Ivy and Sess Wonder. Without him, I definitely wouldn't have those interviews, and we wouldn't have did those. And both of those artists are dope. So definitely go check them out. Sess Wonder, she dropped the project What Would Hove Do, Volume 1, as well as check out P. Ivy, both hungry MCs that really can spit and really have a passion for the culture and a passion for hip-hop. And to me, like, that should be praised and appreciated. And then I got to give my second shout out to my girlfriend for giving me the time to do this, because again, it takes a lot of time to come up with the outlines, come out with schedules, get people together, record, edit, promote, edit the articles. There's a lot of things that go into this behind the scenes that people don't necessarily see, that is very time consuming. And as most people in relationships know, time and time together is one of the biggest commodities that you have. And for her to be okay and open to me using this time to do something that I truly love and enjoy, a lot of people don't understand that. And she saw the vision from day zero. Continued to push me. When I first even said, hey, I think I'm going to do a hip-hop blog, she was like, okay, what do we got to do? How do we get there? And shoot, just the research and to figure out how to design the website alone, to get it to where that I want it to look. Again, I'm not a computer engineer. I never took any of those classes in college. So, as well as producing, like all of this stuff, it takes time to try to master it the best that you can. And by no means am I saying I'm a master at it. I'm continually working at it daily to try to improve, to give you guys better quality, better content. And that's what 2018 is all about. Is 2017 was getting to the point of being consistent. 2018 is really upping the ante on the content and the quality of the content, and making it more professional looking and professional sounding, higher quality all around, and continue to give you guys what it seems like you like, and sticking with hip hop, of course, but diving into social issues, which we did some in 2017, cultural issues, just, trying to give you a variety of topics to talk about, and then from a variety of perspectives, from a female's perspective, from a male's perspective, from a younger person's perspective, from older generation's perspective, from diversity in culture, race, religion. We just want to give you guys, a little bit of everything, but make sure that we give you high quality. So definitely leave comments, let us know what you think. And then the last shout out goes to everybody out there that has followed, listened, subscribed, download, watched our YouTube channel, that's read our articles, that continues to support the SonicBreakdown.com and the Stay Woke podcast. Just even liking our Instagram pictures, leaving comments, all that helps. It helps tremendously in increasing our views, our appearance, and getting the word out. So I want to say thank you to all of them. And I want to say thank you to, like I said, my woke folks. I want to say thank you to specific Wichita, Kansas. Man, y'all been fucking with your boy hard from the day one and consistent. Every week I look at the numbers and you guys stay downloading, stay listening, stay subscribing. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to my folks in New York. You guys have been true followers, listeners. Definitely my folks in New Jersey. I got to give you guys love. Brick City in the house, man. Again, that's how we got the interviews with Sess Wonder and P. Ivy. So shout out to New Jersey. Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to Texas. You guys fuck with us. I got to give a shout out to my California folks. LA, man, you've been rocking with us hard, and I appreciate that. So shout out to Camden Chef, Jalen, Justice out there, who I believe are helping with that LA market. Also, I have to give a shout out to my Bay Area folks, the town, Oakland, San Francisco, the city, San Jose. Continue rocking with us. And like I said, man, especially for my folks out in the Bay, we have a lot more events coming out that we're going to do to connect with our Bay Area folks. We're going to try to do some events in different cities as well. So anybody out there that's trying to connect, hit us up, man. We're really open, and man, it's about the culture. It's about the love of hip hop. That's where the Sonic Breakdown started. It started through music, and like the website says, like, music hits every atom. Music, the sound waves hit every atom, and that's where we're trying to take this, to hit every aspect. Like I said, being diverse, even though it is a music-centered podcast and a music-centered website, music spreads to every aspect of life. And so that's what we're trying to do. So continue rocking with us, continue listening to us. And again, look out for 2018. There's not much more I can say other than, our motto: live, listen to some great music, and above all, love more. Toast.